Hello, welcome to a new episode of the Fitila podcast. Today we will be having Hussaina Ahmed. Hussaina is a personal hygiene advocate, a social commentator, a freelance journalist, and she is running a booking company, Exclusive Expedition, in Abuja. She's an outspoken voice on marriage, resilience, and self-worth. She uses satire and sharp storytelling to challenge cultural perception of marriage, divorce, and independence among women. And that is exactly what we'll be talking about today. Hussaina Sufyan, I'm excited to have you here on the Fitila podcast.
Thank you.
Yes, good to have you. I think you're going to be, yes, you're definitely the second lady we are having on this podcast.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you came all the way from Abuja. I am so much glad for the opportunity to speak to you.
Okay.
It's like there's something running in your head even
Not
before
really.
we jump into the podcast proper.
Not really. Thank you
All
for
right.
having me.
Yeah, so I would like to start from the main thing. We're going to talk about a lot of things I know you are so much interested on, and those who follow you on social media also, you know that these are topics you comment on. You like an outspoken person, like I've made mention in my intro.
Yeah.
Let's talk about marriage first. And the question I would like to ask you about marriage first is, do you think marriage is an achievement?
Okay. So firstly, thank you for having me.
Yeah, welcome.
I feel like marriage is extremely relative. If I'm going to use my experience, I'm going to say in a way it was an achievement because I have a lovely daughter. But then if I want to use my experiences, I'm going to say it was not really an achievement because it relates to me as a person. Let me remove my glasses first. Because I'm going to say it relates to me as a person.
Yeah.
So, but for people that have happy marriages, obviously it's an achievement for them. But then it's still also very relative because sometimes people tend to judge people very fast for what they say. I have a belief that marriage is not an achievement, for instance. When somebody that is in a happy marriage, you feel I'm being an extremist or maybe a feminist kind of story, even though I'm not a feminist. But then because of my experiences, there's no way you are going to make me feel like marriage is an achievement because I'm speaking from my experience.
Yeah.
So,
but if you say, when you say happy marriage, you've made mention of happy marriage twice.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you qualify as a happy marriage?
I cannot relate to a happy marriage. I can only relate to a happy relationship, maybe because of my experience. But when it comes to happy marriage, I can't really relate to it. Because, okay, for instance, I have sisters that are in what I can term as happy marriage. But because I don't know if the marriage is really happy inside the house, I can only say it's a happy marriage based on what I see.
Yeah.
But for me, I can't relate because it's not really something that I've really experienced to full length. So that's why to me it's very relative. It can be an achievement and it can also not be an achievement. It depends on how you define it. For me, it's an achievement because I have a lovely daughter from it.
What's her name?
Hanifa.
Hanifa. Yeah. Lovely girl. I think I've seen her picture once. You put it up on social media.
Yes, I do that once in a while, but I'm very careful not to put her to the world so much.
Well, I will respect that. Let's talk about your experience in particular. You openly speaks about abusive marriage, like surviving abusive marriage. Let me even use that word to qualify what you've described. That's how you describe it. I think it was November 2021 that I read one of your posts on social media, and you were listing some of your achievement for that particular year.
Yeah.
And I think the first one that topped your list was surviving an abusive marriage. I would like to know, how does that shape you to who you are today?
Okay. So this is my 5th year of being a divorcee. Let me start with when I nearly got divorced. I was extremely depressed. I was very bitter. I was using social media as a means of coping mechanism just to explore the fact that, okay, I don't like men, I hate men, blah, 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 blah. But I did that for like 1 year, 2 years. Then the third day, I had to realize that, okay, these posts I'm making are giving people a notion that I am not interested in growing. I just want to restrict myself to growth. I just want to focus on the whole divorce issue. So I had to like give myself a shift back and realize that, okay, I am no more with this man. I don't have intentions of ever being a wife to this man, no matter what happens. Why not focus on yourself? That was when I started having the idea of self-worth. Let me just focus on myself. Just focus on yourself. Okay, what is the next thing to do? I started feeling like, okay, since I served in Kano, and I've been in Kano for like 2 years.
You mean your NYC?
Yes, I did my. Okay, I left when I just graduated. That was when I left. Or let me say a year after I graduated. That Corona period, I was having.
Where did you attend school?
Sorry?
Your school? Where did you
Bello University.
Ah.
But then I was staying in Edo State with my.
Okay. Yes.
So that was a period of Corona. So immediately after Corona, we went for NYSC camp. In fact, I didn't want to go for camp because my divorce was in November and camp was in December 2020. So my mom had to call me and say, okay, just go for camp because you need to relieve yourself. Because I was crying every single day. Now, the reason why I was crying was not because, I don't know how to put it. Should I say, this is somebody that I've known all my life, practically. I'm not saying it now because I feel like irrespective of what happens, I'm going to go back. I am never going to. I'm just having this conversation because it's coming up now. Yeah. But then I was very hot because this is a man I've known for 10 years and I've just left him because I feel like the marriage is not working. So how will I kept on thinking about how am I going to, where will I start from? Because one, I was not working. I just finished school. My marriage was more of a dependent, 100-0. I was not giving anything in return. The only thing I know I was giving was, I'm going to give children, I'm going to stay in the house, all of that. So I had to have a retrospection. How do I make myself grow? I need to forget about talking about the abusive side of this marriage. I need to stop talking about this man on my social media. And also, one of those things that made me have a retrospection was from my parents. My dad had to warn me that, see, it's already time, 2 years plus. Forget about this man. You don't want him again, Abi? No problem. Start talking about yourself. People tell me you post about something because I don't have my dad. Sorry if he's saying this. I blocked him everywhere on my social media, including WhatsApp.
You blocked your dad on social media?
Yes, he doesn't see anything I do. Because I don't want him to... My dad is very sensitive to things. When I post something in the past, whenever he sees my post, even if he doesn't really understand it much, he just feel like I'm hot. That's what I'm posting. So I don't want him to feel hurt by anything I post. Yeah. You know, our parents, they don't understand humor. They don't understand satire. Once I post, even if I am advising somebody, when you get married and you're being abusive, he's going to feel I'm talking about my ex. That's how my dad was. So that's why I had to restrict him from seeing my social media. It was just a way of gaining peace for myself and him.
Well, if you allow me, I think it's not just your dad. I think the society in general, I don't know how you see it. I would like to know your perspective, but I think this is how I see it. I think some of the things we post on social media, especially if it is about marriage, if I am married now, and I put something about a husband and a wife, I have this thinking that the first thing that comes to my reader's mind is that I'm describing my wife. Yeah. People tend to have this, okay, whatever this guy is saying about marriage, he's telling us his own experience. Yeah. So if you're talking about a man beating his wife and you're angry about that, maybe something happened, trending, and then you now come out commenting bitterly. Yes. Somebody will now say maybe she had the same experience. Yes. Did you see things the same?
I saw a lot of things like that too. There are. Let me give an example. Yes. There's somebody that I knew, I'm not going to call any names. There's somebody that I took very close to me. I took him like a big brother on social media. Although we blocked each other now. Oh, wow. But he was very, very close to me. I told him every single issue I was having when I was having the issue. Because it got to a point where I felt like I needed to run away. Because I actually ran away. That was, the reason why I'm trying to limit
run away from social media?
No, from my marriage. The reason I'm trying to limit what I'm saying is because I don't want to encroach into my ex's privacy.
And that's fine. I understand.
Yeah. So I'm trying to be careful of what I say.
Yes, please.
Because it's already 5 years. I don't want somebody to feel like I'm still
Yes, please.
not.
And for the sake of your daughter too.
Yeah, for the sake of
Sure.
my daughter. So because
But
she
go
loves
on.
her dad, I don't have any issue
Yeah.
with that. So I used to know somebody that I took as my big brother. So before my divorce, I messaged the person because I felt the person is all this. Or I didn't feel that was the notion he gave us on social media, on Facebook. He was all this like big brothers of Muslim Ummah kind of. If you have an issue, just DM him and tell him a problem. So I told him I have intentions of leaving my
marriage.
Yes, because this is what I'm facing. He tried talking me out of it for months, but then I didn't. I already knew what I wanted. So the day I left, I messaged him. He stopped picking my call after I've already left the house. So I was stranded.
You told this.
I messaged this person that I am living
like a
on
counselor,
this
somebody
yes,
you take like a counselor.
Yes. So he knew I was living on that day. After I left, he left me stranded. And that was from Edo to Ibadan.
But it's a virtual friend.
Yes.
What do you mean
That's
stranded?
to show you how I trusted the person. Stranded, I mean, I left my house, my ex house, because they were supposed to look for like a place, like a mosque or something, for me to stay in Benin so that I won't be stranded. But he stopped picking my call. He switched off his phone. I thought it was a network issue, but at the end of the day, I realized he did it intentionally. That he didn't want people to say he was the cause of my divorce. And I had a conversation before that day. So I was stranded.
Is it not an organization?
No, it's more like all this maybe when you just talk to like either Malam Haka, somebody that knows other people around, because he also stay in Benin. I don't know where he stay. I've never seen him before. But then I'm just trying to tell you why people's mentality don't bother me. Why people's mentality don't bother me. That's an example of one of those reasons. Remember,
I feel betrayed.
The betrayal was extreme because he dragged me on Facebook. I had to switch off I had to deactivate my account for like 6 months so that I won't see all the insults.
Did you at the point found him maybe putting out some of the things you discussed privately?
No, he did all the screenshots.
He did?
Yes, he did.
Put it out?
Yeah. So what triggered him for him was before I got married in 2011, I used to have a lot of friends that wear niqab. So it influenced me to start wearing niqab. Now, people don't understand. I don't know if I'm shifting out of the question.
No, please, you're not.
People don't understand why I left wearing niqab. People don't even know why I started wearing niqab. I didn't start wearing niqab because of Allah. I started wearing it because I had extremely low self-esteem. I grew up in a place where I am a twin. I have siblings, and I'm still going to say it on camera, even though they never knew I was going to say it. That always believe they always say my twin is more beautiful than me, something like that. So it killed my self-esteem. So I now felt like, okay, 2011, my twin started wearing niqab. I joined her. We started wearing niqab together. But before I got married, I dropped the niqab. Nobody knew I dropped the niqab. But after my divorce, because I was not in the north again, I was now in Edo. He now assumed I dropped my niqab because of marriage, him and some other cohorts on social media. So when I left after my divorce, they now felt, okay, she dropped her niqab. After marriage, she dropped hijab because she wanted to start doing extension. That's the grade of the thoughts they had about me. So that was what now triggered him to, okay, after I left, he came back to my DM and was now making it look as if he was defending himself. This is why he didn't message me again, blah, blah, blah. I understood. We started chatting again. So he was now making it look like every single day you're coming to my DM. You are the same person that was not there when I left my ex, when I needed sisters to be around me, people that claimed they were Islamic. You are the same person that is now coming to my DM 1 year, 2 years later because you feel I am now better. You are advising me to remarry.
You were not there
when I needed people.
Exactly.
But you don't know
the hell I went through.
You don't know the depression I went through that had to make me lose my head. I was long. Nobody knew about that. You are now coming to my DM 2 years later to tell me to try and remarry. I should try and start wearing hijab. I should start wearing niqab. I felt irritated by the whole interference. I had to block over 100 people from my contacts. I blocked a lot of people, including him, because of those interference. So that was what made him now drag me on social media. Like a very merciless dragging. So coming back to the question that you asked earlier, those things that shaped me to focus on myself.
Yeah.
That time I was bitter. I was still bitter those period that he was dragging me and all of that, even though we dragged each other. But then at a point, because of my brain was not really, my mental health was very weak, I had to block him. That period I was in that pain, it was not a woman that came to my DM to help me, to give me solace. It was just one man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to mention, can I mention his name?
Please.
Mustafa Abubakar. That was the only person that came to my DM to give me solace. I still know him today. And I still respect him a lot today. That's somebody that I feel like if Allah gives me a chance to enter Jannah and say Mustafa should come first, I'll give him space to pass.
Allahu Akbar.
He came to my DM and told me he's a friend to that person, but they don't know each other. He only follow him on social media. He saw the dragging he has been doing, but he cannot relate. But then he just wants to know what happened. But then he's not asking for story. Do I have an issue? Because can I speak Hausa? The issue still have the whole issue was because I told this person I needed money. If I tell you how much is this money, now this is money that I can give to people on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I think it was 5,000 or 6,000. He could not give me complete. He gave me 3,000. He posted that too.
Now your counselor.
On social media. He posted that particular conversation on social media that it's because he could not give me that complete money of 10,000. That is why I was disrespecting him. I was not following his advice, blah, blah, blah. I just felt like there's no need. Since I have people that have my back, let me just focus on people that have my back. So that was when I started becoming, normally I'm stubborn. That was when my main stubbornness started.
That's what I wanted to say. I think what you call bitterness, I think started not when you were in your marriage,
No.
but after your marriage.
When I was married,
and I think this person mentioned contributed a lot.
He did.
In making you who you were, who you used to be.
He did.
Because I want to believe you're no longer that person now.
No.
Let's talk about depression a bit.
Okay.
I don't know what do you think? How can we say that somebody is depressed? What are the signs? What can we see?
Okay.
What were the signs for you?
Okay. What are the signs for me? Because I'm not an expert in.
Yes, you are not. But what were the signs for you?
Okay. Firstly, after my divorce, I forgot my phone password.
Like really?
I had to wipe my phone. But then I didn't believe I was depressed after my phone wiped. I stayed for 2 days. I could not remember my password. That was when I knew, okay, there's a problem. They had to go and wipe my phone. Every night I'm always crying. I don't want to talk to anybody. My phone is off. The only thing that is my concern is let me breastfeed my baby, let her sleep. I don't want to spend time with her. Just sleep. Breastfeed and sleep. And alhamdulillah, she was doing that. No. I was not taking drugs. I could not sleep. I had paranoia or what they call it. I could not sleep. And because of where I was, it was not like the people where I ran to. It's not like the people were rich. So
where were you then? In Kano?
Ibadan. No.
Oh, in Ibadan. You told me that. Yeah.
Ibadan. So that's where the depression started before I went back home to Kaduna. Every night I always cry. I don't sleep. I always stay in prayer mats, pray, but still cry. Then my hair started breaking. It's now I'm knowing all these symptoms are depression symptoms. So then I just felt like, okay, I was going through depression, but I didn't know there were signs. I just felt like it's a natural thing, maybe because I was not taking care of my hair. Your hair
started breaking?
Yes. My hair started breaking. I had to tap the hair for it to start growing again. So that was when I knew, okay, there's a problem. But then I just continued living until I overcame myself. I started becoming a little bit happier.
How? How did you find yourself? How did you recover? If you can share a little.
So some of them are personal.
Yes, please.
But then I started doing things that I've never done before.
Like what?
For instance, I went to a club.
Okay, club.
I grew up party? Yes. Okay. I grew up in a home that my dad is very strict. We don't even hang outside the gate to talk to a man. If you're interested, come and meet my dad. So that whenever you come, you enter the parlor. So once they know you with a man, you have to come officially and say, I am not doing again before. So I went to club for the first time. Okay, it felt good since I've not done this before. But then I realized going back home, I would still go back to the same issue. So I now realized that, okay, maybe I just need to start working. Working also helped me. Like that's the main stuff that helped me. Working for 24 hours in Abuja kind of thing. So
what was the first job you've got?
Okay, in Kano, I was working with NGOs in Kano for like 1-2 years. That helped me, but not really much.
Yeah.
But then before I went to Abuja, I was a little bit depressed, but not really, really depressed.
Yeah.
But then working for 24 hours at a stretch reduced how I was overthinking. I just started making money. When I started making money, I now felt like, hi, there's a freedom in making money. You can do whatever you want. Immediately, I just felt like, okay, I think I'm becoming better, because I realized why I was more depressed, but because I was broke. I didn't have money to fend for what I wanted to do. I didn't have money to buy what I want to eat. I didn't have money to buy whatever my child wants. But once I started making money and collecting salary from where I was working, my depression started disappearing. So I think finances helped me.
I remember the discussion then on Facebook. Sometimes when you post things around depression, some of the things you were told by those who comment under your post was you don't keep to your prayers, you don't recite the Quran, you don't do this and that. What do you say to that?
For during depression?
Yes. People think depression is related to you not being religious.
Yes. There are people.
What do you say to that?
People always have a lot of things to say to divorcees. So, in fact, people always have a lot of things to say to people that are depressed. I once had somebody that I loved very much with all my life. I told him I was depressed, and he told my parents I was a mad woman, because he didn't believe in depression. Depression is when you are not close to God. So anybody that have that mentality, I scrap them out of my life. Even till date, I scrap you out of my life. Once you tell me, I don't know, I don't believe depression exists, I just delete you, because I just feel your IQ is very low. I was not reciting Quran, but I was always on my prayer mat praying for Allah to just ease it for me. I just kept on praying for Allah to ease it for me. I won't say if I was reciting Quran, it would have relieved. It might have relieved it, but then I was always going back to that problem. But you don't expect me to always read Quran, always pray, but then I'm hungry. It's not possible. I need to go out and work. That was what relieved me more. Finances relieved me more, and I'm not going to cover it up just to look holy. No, Quran helps, prayer helps, but finances help more. So it helps me personally more.
So you can go out, look for food to put on your table, and at the same time you keep your prayer.
Yes.
That's how you balance it.
Yes.
Well, that's good to know. Do you think? I think we are gradually getting out of that. You've already transformed to a different person, but do you think we still have stigma toward that divorcees, or are we gradually getting better about that?
Okay. There is always going to be a stigma towards divorcees, most especially for us that don't have any intentions to get married anytime soon. This is my 5th year. My dad has been disturbing me since 1 month after I left to get married. But I've always told him, I'm not ready. I'm not ready yet. It's not because I have not overcome my ex, but I just have a lot of things I want to achieve. I don't want to experience what I experienced before because I was dependent. To be very honest, divorce does a lot of things to a woman, but let me just make it personal. It has made me have a trauma that I know will last with me forever. And that trauma is, if I get married to you, no matter the love you show to me, once you start treating me bad, I'm leaving you. I won't think twice. That's the trauma I have. That's why I avoid relationships. I don't do relationship to date. Because I know once you disrespect me, my tolerance level is very, very low, because the person I tolerated for a long time. So once you disrespect me, I just delete you. I don't have that.
What if respect for you,
Yeah,
from me, as your husband, means loving you beyond what you think, loving your baby as mine, giving you money more than you make? What if that's love for me or respect for you, if I do that?
in as much as I don't believe that's possible, personally.
But what if it is?
I don't believe it is.
What if it is?
But I don't believe it is. Like, I don't believe there will be a man that can give me all that.
But that's it doesn't matter what you believe. It could be possible.
I don't even have hopes that I'm going to get an option like that. That's okay. One of the main reasons why I am working very hard is because if I want to settle down, let me have money to take care of my child. I don't want a man to come and take a responsibility. No, if you are doing it because you want to do it. You are not doing it because I'm telling you to do it, because I'm already doing it.
No, that's what I mean. What if I take care of her as my own, I don't really need you to tell me, but I take care of her as my own daughter, and I give you money beyond what you make in your place of work, and I don't stop you from going to work, right? What else do you need?
Eh, if it happens, fine, I will stay with it. But then let him not disappoint me because I'm going to delete myself.
One last question regarding marriage and this personal stuff. Do you think if you married after your graduation from school, after your NYC service here, do you think you wouldn't have gone through what you've went through?
So I'm going to come from perspective of fate now.
Okay.
I feel like what happened was destined already. It was supposed to happen, and I appreciate that it happened. The reason why I appreciate that it happened is, assuming I got married after the mentality I had before, I think I don't have any of it now. Even 1%, I don't have. The only mentality I had growing up was I wanted to get married with love, irrespective of whether the kudi, whether be the kudi. Let me just get married with love, because I was very addicted to hadiths then. I've read a book that is as big as this, that is all about prophets. So I know I believed in the more the minimalistic marriage, the more the happy marriage. So I had a sympathy for the person I married before. Send so amount of money, 100 and something, I'll get everything by myself. I didn't leave him to do whatever he's supposed to do in a marriage to stress a man. I didn't stress anybody because I had that belief. So
that was before you got married.
that was before I got married. So I just feel like I'm happy that it happened. I'm happy that it happened when I was young, because if I had grown up before I got married, I wouldn't
You would have surrendered?
I would have been weaker. I would have been scared to
Not
live.
surrender.
Yeah, something like that. No matter how the man would have treated me, I would have not known how it feels to be a free woman or to be a stronger version of myself. I don't know if you understand.
What do you call strong woman? Who is a strong woman?
For me, a strong woman is somebody she knows exactly what she wants. When I see this white and you tell me it's milk, I'm going to prove to you that it's white. And if you continue insisting it's milk, I'm going to leave the room. That's a strong woman to me. I know exactly what I want. There is no blurry line to me. Once you say this is not what I want, I leave you. There's no way you make me compromise for what I want.
No, you don't need to compromise. You just need to understand things from my own perspectives. Why would you leave the room? Simply because I insist this is white.
I am somebody that is very stubborn, and I am highly opinionated. So if you're a man and you're coming to my life, you need to understand.
What if it is a woman?
A woman, how?
Yes. You say if I am a man that does this.
We are talking about marriage and divorce.
Yes, of course, but we're talking about perspectives now.
Yeah.
We're talking about a strong woman.
Yes.
What if the other woman is also strong? She insists that this is white. You insist this is black. Would you walk away?
It's not about gender. It's not a gender war. It's about opinion. I have a very strong opinion. Once I'm sure something is like that, I insist it is not like that. Especially when it relates to marriage and divorce and man and woman issue, I will always leave the room. That's the trauma that I don't want to even heal from. I will always leave. Compromisation is not in my dictionary.
But you think you've transformed from that? You can now talk things through.
Yeah, I can.
Right?
I can have a very
you say, okay, that's your perspective.
Yes.
And we can continue to live peacefully.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If it's friendship, fine, but if it's marriage, no. You have to accept what I want so that
give me an example of one thing that if it is in marriage that I insist this is white, you say this is black, that will cause us a problem.
For instance, I don't know if this is something that is general, but I've seen a lot of situations where divorced women will get divorced and the man will say they don't want their child. They want the child to go back to their father or the child to stay in family house. That one there is no debate. If you're not accepting me and my child, it means you are not serious about me. You are not supposed to even be in my life. Just delete yourself by yourself, because I would delete you myself.
I agree.
And
I think things should go that way.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you see a divorcee, you want to marry her, you want to take her in as your wife, also you should be ready to take her child, at least for the meantime before.
Yeah, but some people, recently there are people that are still arguing that, am I the one that gave birth to the child? So you want to have me, but you don't want to have what came from me.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like somebody that is very reasonable. So
I agree.
That one is part of it. That one is before marriage, obviously. It's a conversation that I must have. And the reason why I will have the conversation, sometimes I've learned through my marriage that there are conversations that you have before marriage. After marriage, people switch. You see that trauma in me that I don't want to delete. If you switch, I will leave you. I don't have, you see that forgiveness of giving somebody a chance to explain? I don't have it. I've already left somebody that I loved for 10 years. I can leave anybody. That's what I'm trying to say.
We have left this behind now.
That's where we come to, that's why.
That one is still there.
It's still there. When it comes to marriage,
yes,
there's no two ways about
it. No compromise.
No. I'm somebody that when I'm in love, I love deep. Because you will see it, you feel it. So if I want something and you feel like it's not something that you can give.
But for me, it's like you are now putting some barrier, like you're putting some blocks to say no doors for love ever again.
No, I mean, I'm a lover girl. I like love, but I also don't like nonsense.
I agree.
I like love, but
I agree.
I have boundaries, a lot of. I have boundaries because I'm not a young girl. I already have a child. Like, that's a very big responsibility. So if you're coming to my life, you have to be very careful. It's an eggshell. You're working on eggshells, so you have to be careful.
Now that you mention young girls, from your experience, what lessons do you think young girls should hear before entering marriage?
I don't think I wanted this question. The reason is because I'm the last person you should tell to advise a lady. To advise young girls. I don't like advising them. I only like advising young girls on how to be clean, how to wash themselves. But when it comes to marriage, no. The reason is because you can never advise a girl in love or a guy in love about marriage. Never.
Wow.
If a girl is, and I've had that kind of situation too. We've had a lot of girls, most especially in Ariwa, that are in school already. But because maybe they've not finished school, you get married and your husband will relocate somewhere and he will tell you to leave. You will leave. You leave the school. He will tell you he wants to take you to another school. Before you know it, those ladies will give birth to 5 children without going to school again. That's something that every single lady that gets married early and in school experience. It now depends on the lady to tell the man, I cannot leave. That's for ladies that...
Like secondary school?
No, university. There are a lot of them. So I can't advise, because if I want to, my advice is very brutal. I have a daughter that I'm already grown.
That's why I want you to advise young girls.
No, I can't. If I want to advise them, I'll have to advise them the way I'm training.
You just did now. You just told young girls that if you are in school, you are in a relationship or in a marriage, and or the person who is about to marry you sees one of his conditions is for you to leave that school or to transfer to another school, he will get you something there. Don't. That's just what you just said.
I'm just trying to give a point. I can't advise a girl in love that wants to get married. Especially Ariwa girls, you can never advise them.
Advise girls who are yet to fall in love.
That one to me hard. I can't advise single ladies who like the only ladies I can advise are divorcees. I can never advise this. Even divorcees, they still make mistake. You leave marriage today and you get married the next day. You leave marriage today, you get married the next month. You don't allow yourself to
make the world a better place if we don't give the generations after us advice of how we see the world. Hausa have a saying that daga na gaba akan ga zurfin ruwa. Right? So it is only by learning from those who come before us, right? Learning through history, through experience, that we tend to make our world a better place. By the way, this is why you are on this podcast. People listen from the lessons you've gotten in your life so that they cannot make the same mistake you've made. And now you are denying them that fact.
Mine was not a mistake. No, my marriage was not a mistake. It was what I wanted. It was not a mistake.
You believe you didn't make a mistake at any point?
No, it was what I wanted. It was the situation that didn't work out for me. I didn't want to be in a situation where, for instance, if I should remarry now, it means can I use the word sleep?
Yes.
It means I've slept with more than one man. I never wanted that in my history.
Yeah.
I wanted it to just be one man till I die.
Yeah.
But that has changed totally.
Yes.
So I wouldn't say it's a mistake. For that aspect, it was never a mistake. It was just the circumstances in the marriage that didn't work out for me. So that's why I said I cannot advise them. I can only groom my child to be a strong woman, to be that kind of woman that there's a stage you get to before you start thinking of marriage. Thinking of marriage when you cannot even afford ordinary cup for yourself is a very wrong idea. I know I'm already advising.
Yes, you are. And that's what I want. I've been trying to pull that out of.
For me, if I am going to let me use ever, think of marriage.
Yes.
I don't see it as a situation where one person is always giving. I enjoy when you give me. I want my man to take care of me, obviously, 100-0. But I don't want a situation whereby he cannot give, then I'm just stagnant. I can't help at all. I don't want that kind of situation for my child. And I feel it is not a good situation for ladies. That's why when some husbands die, the wives are left to go back to the village. It's because they never had any thought that their husband was going to die. Like they just left everything for him, 100-0. There's no companionship. They are just there to give birth to children, and it's not supposed to be like that. So if I'm going to advise them, well, since I'm going to advise them, should I say if they like? Because no
No,
matter how
please
you
don't do that.
advise,
Because
okay,
if you're advising somebody, it's not like if you like, take it. If you don't like, don't take it.
okay,
It's like you have the best interest at heart for that
Yeah.
person to take your advice.
okay.
Because you believe that's what would make that person's life better.
So, based on from my experience
Yes.
as a divorcee, if I'm going to advise ladies that are yet to get married or that are yet to fall in love, I'm going to say you should not do a long-term relationship. Number one.
Okay.
You should not introduce a man to your father immediately you meet him. Immediately you meet him, don't introduce him to your father.
Okay.
Allow yourself to understand the kind of person he is first.
Okay.
Although sometimes it's hard because I was just 16 when I did mine. So what do I know about a man? I don't know anything about a man.
Yeah.
I only know I love you, I love you. That's all. That's the only conversation I had. I didn't have any other conversation. It's just love, 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 love. There was no single conversation. So it's necessary for a lady to develop. I think we have different kind of brain. You need to develop that side of your brain that can have a conversation. You need to know exactly what you want in that marriage. If not, divorce is necessary. It is going to happen.
But Hussaina, is it possible to really know what we need in a marriage before?
Exactly, that's the problem. You can't. Sometimes you might even get married to the best person, but then it won't work out. That's why it's all Allah's doing.
Another thing is you talked about is for women getting into marriage without the thought of their husband is going to die or something is going to happen to them, leaving them stranded, if I should use that word.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to the fact that we are not really practicing the religion we say we are practicing. Because if we are, like everything is there documented, like this is how things should be.
Yeah.
For instance, a woman in an Islamic culture should at no point in her life be left on her own without anybody caring for her.
Yeah.
Irrespective whether she is also, financially,
Okay.
yes, she can take care of herself, but still she is put under the care of someone at any point in her life. For instance, it is said if she is a baby, of course, under the care of her mother, her dad, right?
Yeah.
When she is an adult, still, when she is
Yes.
married,
And
under the care of her husband. If anything happens, maybe she died or going through a divorce,
Yeah.
now it's either her parents or her brothers or her relatives,
Yes.
right? Like, if there's nobody, think of nobody, like there's no mother, no father, no one, then the state should take care of that woman.
The woman.
I know here the context is different here.
Yeah.
You can what is the state, right? So an Islamic state.
Yeah.
Anyway, you talked about financial independence,
Yeah.
how it's important to you after your marriage. Would you say the same thing for young girls before they get married? How do you think financial independence would be good for their life?
Okay, so because let's say I grew up in the north and I'm also part north, there is already a training that we have that if you are a successful woman and you are not married, you are not going to get a husband. That's what we grew up.
What is
That's the
successful
mentality. Woman? Like the woman that has money, you can do stuff for your parents. So that's why before marriage, we tend to do the hard work. It's like gradual hard work so that you don't get too much money. That's one of the reasons why after I finished school, I went into teaching. I didn't know about skills, I didn't know about computer. So I'm going to say because I didn't have a good experience with whatever that was, I'm going to advise ladies to not get married without having, some ladies don't even have accounts before they get married.
You
don't
mean
have account
bank
number.
account?
They don't have account number. I've seen ladies that when they work for me, like menial jobs, I send the money to their husbands. I send the money to their husband's account. So I don't know how they access the money. So I will have to cut the money into two, give them cash to just from my own goodwill. It's not like they request for it. I'll have to send, like, if it's 10,000, I'll send 5,000 to the husband's account, then give her 5,000 as cash to use as transport. So I don't feel it is normal in a society, and I don't feel there will be growth in a society that allows such to happen. So I feel like, I don't know if it's a responsibility of the family, which is can be hard because we know what we pass through in terms of family, seeing a lady working or even going to school or doing masters. So I'm going to advise the ladies to have a personal conviction. They should just stand on their ground. I want to learn a skill. Even if it's not a serious, like even if it's not working, just have a skill, even if it's IT. We've seen ladies that do computer, they get money from home doing computer, so that even if you get married to somebody that is very wealthy, anything can happen. A wealthy man can die today and you realize all of his money are going into debt. You are clearing his debt. After you are done clearing his debt, you'll be left with zero naira. How will you survive with the children? So instead of leaving yourself to fate, sometimes we use haka alayaso to misbehave and become very lazy. People need to use haka alayaso to be serious with their life. Haka alayaso, you need to use it to show that you tried your best, but this is what Allah destined. Not stay in your house and be lazy and you say haka alayaso, or maybe allow your husband alone to work. You don't do anything. You can be at home. We have stay-at-home moms that make money. Even if it's not much, just do something to support the house. You don't need to call your husband, yo, meeting kiete where they could magi, actually, bani could magi 10 naira, ordinary 10 naira, 15 naira, you cannot provide. So sometimes I am not going to really blame the woman. Sometimes it can be from the family too. Families need to understand that the more they empower women, their daughters, the more it's going to even better the family. Now, as a single lady, I help my family to an extent. I help my parents, I help my siblings to an extent. And I am happy to do that. If I didn't learn a skill, or if I don't work, or if I don't make money, I won't be able to do that. So
I like that. That's deep, and thank you very much for speaking about that from your heart. Let's talk about your social commentary and satire on Facebook, or etc. Why do you decide to choose humor, satire to talk about sensitive issues on social media?
sensitive issues like what?
Of course, you talk about marriage, you talk about divorce, you talk about relationship between a husband and wife. Sometimes you talk about even intimacy.
Maybe if I was based in a white country, I wouldn't be satiric. I'll just go straight to the point. But I'm in Nigeria. I am in Iowa. I cover my hair. I am a Muslim. There are some things that I need to shield because we have people that are even under 18 on social media. There's no regulation of social media in Nigeria. So you need to be very careful of what you post. There are things that I already know here. I can't say them out because I already have marriage experience. I'm already in my 30s. There are things I cannot just say to you. Even though I know you know them, I can't say them because there are people that will not understand, or there are people that might misinterpret or even practicalize what I'm describing. So that's why I'm very careful with what I post. I just use it and I'm a very goofy person. I'm very playful. I like using words a lot. My parents have even warned me about those kind of posts, but then they don't see my posts again. So I cannot stop making posts like that. Sometimes I use it to relieve tension. Sometimes, a lot of times I make posts like that. Maybe I am pissed. Maybe I had a very stressful day. Maybe I am bored. Sometimes maybe I'm lonely because obviously I'm not married and stuff. I can be lonely. Then sometimes personally I can be ovulating. I make those kind of posts just to relieve myself. And to be honest, personally, I don't care anybody that reads meaning into them. I don't care. So that's why I regulate them because of age. It's because of age, or because of people that read it, because of this, there's no regulation in Nigeria. That's why I don't do it the way I want to. Assuming there's
So you would
regulation,
have even do
yes,
it
I would
much more.
I will post whatever I want to post. I own the account, I buy my data myself, and I'm mature.
But that's my concern. Why would you be throwing things on social media just to relieve yourself the pain you are having, and you don't care the repercussion, what the public would say about it? It's you and I are trained. Like in journalism, you are a freelance journalist.
Yeah.
Like you mind the words you put out because words carry meaning. They carry meaning.
Yeah.
Right? You're being selfish when you just put out things that will relieve you of your pain and you don't care whether it costs somebody pain.
It's not pain. Like I said, I would have been more raw if not that Nigeria social media is not regulated. I would be more open.
Nobody is regulating Nigerian social media.
Yeah, I know. That's why I am satirical. But it's not only the intimate stuff I post now. I also post about like maybe gata boys and girls, politics, all of that. But then it's not something that I don't even see myself stopping, to be very honest. That's how highly invested in it I am. It's not relieving of pain. I just like doing it once in a while. Just once in a while. I just like making, and I like when people laugh at my posts. I enjoy when people laugh.
What if we don't laugh?
Well, if they don't laugh, then it means they don't find it funny, and that's their business.
So how do you, sometimes there could be public scrutiny toward you and toward what you write, etc.
Yeah.
How do you balance honesty in what you put out and what comes from the public, their reaction?
Okay, so from personal point of view, people that know me personally, they know I am extremely honest. So for instance, when I put my personal story out there, they know I am genuine about it. So that's why when I post some kind of things that are extreme, some of them call me and talk to me, but then sometimes magana. Thank God. I will just say, okay, I will stop. But I'll still come back and still post them. But then I still go back sometimes to delete them because I always do. I don't know if it's retrospection, I'll call it.
I like that.
But I'm
It's
somebody that
good.
is very. I regret things easily, fast. That's why you see 10 posts on my wall today. When you come back tomorrow, you see one of them. 9 are gone. And I will never bring them back. Most especially those kind of satirical stuff. That's why I said it's to relieve myself. When I'm done relieving, it's just like when you feel like pooing. When you go to the toilet, after you are done, you feel relieved. When I relieve myself, I go back to delete them.
In a sentence or two, why do you delete them?
Because the emotions I felt are gone, so let me delete them. I don't feel like saying it again.
If that's the case, why don't you find a journal and be writing there instead of
Who's going to read the journal?
You.
Who will find the humor in the journal?
You.
No, I don't want to read myself.
Okay.
Don't you laugh at some?
Your post? I do. So go back, you will see some of my reactions.
Exactly.
What about those that you don't see me reacting to?
No, those ones is because they are not funny.
Not really.
Or maybe because you didn't see them.
Not really.
It's just about myself. It's not really about the audience.
But it's about me. I see it about me too. It's not a one-way thing. That's the thing about you. That's the thing I want you to understand. Okay. When you put out something on social media, it's not just about you. It's about those who follow you, those who read what you put out. Okay. They have feelings. But your words have meanings. They carry you, you know? That's what I want you to get.
This life there are two ways to it. Is either something is bad or good. But sometimes I always have a middle ground.
No, there's something in between.
There's something in between.
Yes.
So if I make posts that you feel are educative, then I make posts that you feel like are satirical. Why not follow that educative one and ignore the satire one? Then when I post education again, you come and read. Leave that other satire to me and people that enjoy it. Enjoy the educative one. Yeah. So that's the middle ground. Yeah. So if I should focus on people that say, or that, because I think I just blocked somebody this morning. He commented before.
You still block people? I don't.
I do every day. I don't like people that have low IQ in my comment section, or people that don't really type. I don't want to say people that don't support my opinion. No, I'm open for debate and all, but I don't like disrespect because I hardly disrespect people except when they deserve it. So this is a young boy.
Okay.
He came to my post before, made a nasty comment. I ignored it. Then he came again this morning and said, I'm always making posts that don't make sense, but this is the first one that made sense to him. I went to go and scrutinize his profile. I realized it's either he's 17, 16, or 18. I just told him, I don't think your boss are grown yet. I blocked him. I'm not going to add him.
You would have allowed him to grow.
No. That's the second time I'm giving him one.
He's beginning to have senses.
He's even underage, under my profile. My posts are not
You're very interesting because just when when we begin to have conversation, you begin to give me the perception that, okay, now you are having a second thought.
Yeah.
You are transforming to a different Hussaina. And then you will now take me back.
I'm not transforming. I'm just putting more options to my this
You know,
thing.
earlier you told me that if I insist this is white,
Yeah.
although you made the distinction that that's in marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, let me not go back to
Then in
that.
terms
I
of
understand.
man, woman
Yeah.
issue.
Okay, so to end this conversation, what does a healthy marriage looks like for you?
Healthy marriage.
You must have seen it from elsewhere and admire how that marriage is going. You can't tell me all marriages are
To be
ruined.
very honest with you, and I'm not being biased or dishonest. I don't. When I see people getting married, I even sympathize with them.
Are you sympathetic toward me? Because
It's not
I'm
because
married.
I'm not a sadist, though. No. That's not the point.
I'm not trying to blackmail you. Take that, understand me.
I understand what you're saying.
Yes, but what
But
do
I
you mean?
just feel married. One person is always at the receiving end suffering. It's just something that I feel. One person, it's either the man or the woman is suffering, the other is more happier. That's how I feel. And I don't want to be in a situation whereby I had to learn to be selfish and love myself. I don't want to be the person that will suffer. And most of the time, it's the women that suffer. I don't want to talk about how men cheat when they are married and cover it up with Zen Aurita because polygamy is halal. I don't want to talk about that. And because of my experiences of, okay, I have a lot of married men in my DMs. I've maybe dated one married man. There are a lot of things that will not make me even admire marriage because you claim you love your wife, but why are you with me? Something like that. I'm also the devil in the game, but I really don't care. But I'm the devil in the game too. But then this is somebody that is with another person. You have promised the person, you love the person, but you are still with someone else. So that's why sometimes when I see posts like a woman is divorced her husband because he cheats, but she's now his second wife, I just see those two parts. They don't have sense. Like they are not sensible. Because if I leave a marriage because of a certain issue, then I get married to another man as a second wife. What makes you believe, as someone reasonable, that those two men have the same character? They don't have the same character. It's possible the second one has more money than the first one. It's possible the second one respects women more than the first one. So because I'm divorced, because a man cheated on me or a man was sleeping around, I should not marry another man that has 3 wives already. I should wait for a single man. It's not even advisable for a divorcee to marry a man that has never married before. I can't. Even if I want to marry, you have to have that experience.
I will ask a question related to that, but Hussaina, I want to take this question again. Now, what does a happy marriage looks like for you?
Honestly, anything I had to do with marriage, I don't know. It's just already married. I don't know.
Okay. What do you think? How do you think our society can better treat divorcees and single women?
You should just leave them alone. Just the way you live your life as a single person. Leave them alone. Let them live their lives.
You were not left alone. Somebody, Mustafa Abubakar, came into your life.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Mustafa helped me.
Yes.
He was not intruding in my privacy. I'm talking about intruding in privacy. Leave them alone. Stop intruding in privacy. I want to give a very delicate example. And the example is, I had somebody in my DM that kept on advising, he's from Kano. When he realized I was in Kano, he was now asking to sleep with me. And we're not married. So where is that advice coming from? Hypocrisy. So that's why I don't listen to, if your advice is not coming with help, keep it to yourself. It's useless.
And if it's not coming with money too.
Money shouldn't help, like opportunity, something like that. No, I'm not basing friendship on money. No, I have people that are very, very important to my life.
Like I understand friendship not about money.
But I'm just trying to say how.
But for divorcees,
I'm just trying to talk about how hypocritical people can be towards divorcees. They advise them, but as a divorcee, a man that advises you, just invite him to a hotel and open your leg. He's going to accept you. That's how hypocritical they are. Both the men and the women that advise, the women. I don't really relate with women that give advice, unsolicited advice. I don't. Men that advise, once you give yourself to them, they will accept. But then why were they advising you to marry in the first place?
Well, the devil can work on everyone.
No, they are the devils themselves.
But if you are the devil,
Anybody can be a devil in the game. That's the issue. So just leave people to be their own devil by themselves or their angel by themselves. Allow them to live their life the way they want to. Okay. We already have a lot that disturbs us. People don't understand. Having a child at a young age, doing everything I'm not trying to call out anybody or anything because I really don't care. I do everything for my child from 1 to 100. I don't complain and I don't stress anybody. So coming into my life and expecting that you come and just be dropping advice. You've never given me a job. You've never opened me to an opportunity, but you just feel you want to advise me to get married. It doesn't sound reasonable. It sounds like somebody that is just walking around mad.
In essence, we shouldn't intrude into singles.
Stop intruding into people's lives. Like, just allow them be.
All right. So beyond marriage now, Hussaina, what other personal goals drives you today?
Like things I want to do?
Things you are doing.
Okay,
of course, things you want to do as well.
I'm very ambitious, but I'm not desperate. My main concern is to make sure, is it like mentioning things I want to do, or I'm kind of confused about the question?
Yes, you can tell me things you are doing and things you intend to do.
Okay.
Going forward, no problem. You can even tell us about your company.
Okay. Okay. So now I run a company. I'm trying to open an NGO, which is almost done. I am trying to focus on training girls on how to be clean and all of that. But then personally, from my own angle, I'm trying to save, even though I've already started, save as much as I can. I don't want my child to have any reason to not be in a good school. That's one of my stuff. Then the other aspect is, well, I'm trying to finish the Quran. I think there was a contest.
You started the Quranic class?
I've not started.
Okay.
So I'm trying to keep like 1 year.
Okay.
Just to focus on that.
Yeah.
But that's if I don't get a contract that is going to earn me a lot of money. I just pray that period I should not get, because I'll have to make the money for the same school that I want to go to. So I'm very concerned about my parents. They are already aging. My dad, my mom, my stepmom, they're already aging. So I have a very personal affiliation to be close to them. I'm in Abuja, but I want to be closer to them because I feel like I don't want to wake up and somebody will just come one day and say something like that. I don't want to receive any, well, I'm not, no, I don't even pray for any of that to happen now. So that's why I value parenting more than marriage. To me, marriage is something that has expiry dates. Parenting does not have expiry date. Family does not have expiry dates, because they are the only people that are always going to be with you, irrespective of whatever happens.
Are you telling me that there is an expiry date for my marriage?
Depends. Are you happy?
I am very much happy.
Exactly. So you don't have expiry dates.
But you said you believe that every marriage
has it's just a way of keeping a disappointment in my mind. In case somebody disappoints me, I'll just expiry date kenan. Kind of thing.
But I hope that doesn't happen again when you finally get.
I don't even have plans on getting married. Now my intention is to make money, get married to someone that also have money. We will not really be seeing each other all the time. Just see each other when we miss each other. Everybody will be working, just be busy. I don't want anybody to come and stress me.
If this continues, don't you think we are destroying the very institution that makes us who we are?
But I'm not the institution. I'm just an atom in the institution. So let me just. So they should just leave us alone. Everybody should just leave me alone.
I think this is an interesting way to end this conversation. Thank you so much for having this conversation with us
Thank you.
at the Fitila podcast. And we wish you the very best, especially with your project, the exclusive
Expedition Limited.
Expedition Limited. It's a booking company, right?
Yes,
based in Abuja?
Yes, we book corporate event centers for boardroom meetings, for online. If you want to have an online office or physical office, we have places that you can rent. Or
wow! So if Fitila podcast wants to have an online office now,
yes, in Abuja.
In Abuja.
Possible. Yes. Then I also do partnership with almost all the hotels and apartments. So if you want an hotel or apartment, I can run it for you.
So if we want to shoot an episode in Abuja now, you can make that happen for us.
Yes, absolutely.
Interesting.
And they are all 5- and 4-star hotels and facilities.
But my problem is the price.
It depends. Sometimes, some of them, it depends on the location. Abuja is not like the way people say it's very expensive. It's actually expensive, but it depends on your location preference. For instance, you don't expect the price of Jahi to be the same with Maitama.
Yeah, sure.
There is going to be. So you just give me budget. I will work with your budget.
Okay.
Irrespective of what it is, I'll work with it. If it doesn't work, I'll let you know. But most of the time, budgets always work for me. I will show you where fits into your budget. So it's just left for you to up your budget or manage where I give to you.
What if as a company I decide to partner with you so that will reduce my cost or even
For
take it off?
now, I don't have space to partner with anyone
Okay.
because it's not like I run my own facility.
Okay.
I work as a middle person between facilities and clients.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And that's fair enough. And I believe you're going to get there, a stage where you can partner with people at a reduced or even zero cost.
Yes.
Thank you so much once again for doing this with us.
Thank you.
I wish you and your baby a happy life moving ahead. By the way, I wish you have the love of your life eventually.
Money is the love of my life.
Bye-bye. Who said that?